Now, you may have seen my video of the fear of riding, how to ride a motorbike, the theory side. Now, I understand that's not for everyone, and it's not for me either, but I think it's important to show that I can present, theoretically, the mindset of riding. But as we all do, we all like to watch videos of people riding a motorbike, and also, I hate the classroom with a passion. So if we can avoid it, all the more better for all of us. And if you do like classroom work, that's okay. I still include that in our briefing when we stop for a coffee and cake. So the fear of riding, where does it come from? Well, it all starts from our mindset, doesn't it? You know, maybe we're not comfortable with the weight of the bike. Other road users on the road, it may make us nervous when we've got oncoming vehicles. But usually the fear of riding comes from not understanding the physics of the motorbike and how it works. I went through very basic instructional guide on how to ride a motorbike, and one of those was counter steering. Now, going against our instinct, usually we turn left to go left and turn right to go right. But in this instance, because of the gyroscopic effect of the wheels, we have to push on this left bar to turn left. And we're approaching this right hand bend, and we need to push on the right bar. See? Push on the right bar and it goes round. And take the pressure off the bars, and the bike will continue its momentum going forward. And another thing may be the misunderstanding of where do we position our bike on the road. And it's all about, because remember, this isn't a racetrack, we're on the public roads. And like we saw on the road there were potholes. So we may have to alter our position by keeping an eye on not only what's around us, on the vehicles, but also the road surface. Now we can do that by planning ahead. Yeah, okay, so how do we plan ahead? Well, I like to do it in stages, because we need to keep an eye on what's around us, including behind us, by doing mirror checks. We've got to focus on what's ahead of us, but also what speed we're doing. Now, I like to do this in a set routine because, of course, as I've said many of times, our brain can't process everything at once, can it? So we're approaching this roundabout, using my brakes first. We're going to be turning left, so mirror indicator. Using my brakes, coming off my brakes, changing my gears, and then I'm going. That was nice and smooth. It was a bit slow, but I did that for instructional purposes, to show you that you haven't got to do everything at once. You can still be smooth, still keep the momentum by doing things in stages and steps. Because no matter how intelligent we are, it's all about processing by doing it in stages, and from that, over time, it will just develop into one. As in, we can do it in stages without thinking about it. So I can control my motorbike without thinking about it and focus on my speed and what's in front of me. So the way we do this is I'm scanning far ahead. I'm looking at the limit point. I have chosen my position for the right hand bend, which is position 1. And the reason I chose position 1 around a right hand bend is to move away from potential or oncoming hazards, and also it gives me a good view of the road ahead. And the next stage is I look ahead, I look a bit closer for junctions and the road surface, and I look closer again for any developing hazards, and also I check my speed, and then I start the process again. I look far ahead, and then I bring my vision down, look at my speedo, and out again. And all while I'm doing that, that process never stops. So that's continuous observation. So we're going to be overtaking this car here. We're following distance at the moment. We're going to come to overtaking distance, which is just about 1 second gap. Check my mirror and the indicator, and then I can come past it nice and steadily. There's a junction on the right. We mustn't overtake over junctions because we don't know what's going to be approaching that. So if we can overtake before the junction, thumbs up from me. So coming down for a 50, mirror check, and just use the acceleration sensor by coming off my throttle slightly. So the fear of riding, I haven't really explained it, but it's all about understanding the road position and knowing what to do in that situation. Now, situations are always changing, and although we don't want to hear this on the motorbike, if you are ever unsure, slow down. But yes, it's okay just to slow down, but we need to understand the principles of the physics of the motorbike, and that is by positive counter steering. Now, even though, yes, I'm very used to counter steering, so I don't need to think about it, but yes, I put it into the forefront of my mind sometimes, just so I know exactly what I'm doing, where and when. So, although people say, oh, that bike leans really well, it goes in the corner really well, is it the bike or is it you? Because most likely, it's going to be you pushing on the bars without thinking about it. So, although I'm not taking away from you being able to ride a motorbike, not at all. You've already passed the test, I'm not taking that away from you. Nor, if you have over 20 years experience, I'm not teaching you to suck eggs. But what I'm doing is helping you finesse your riding skills to bring your subconscious mind to the front of your brain. So you're actively thinking, what are we doing? What's the inputs in our bike going to be? From our observation point of view, what are we going to do to the bike? For example, coming round a right-hand bend again, coming into position 1. So, coming to a national, checking our mirrors, and off we go. Now, I'm staying in position 2 around this right-hand bend because we don't know what's coming around it. But the limit point, and that is the furthest point of the road we can see where it meets the verge, is opening up. So can our speed. And I'm coming to the near side in position 1. Going to move out a little bit there because I saw a entrance to a field. So I'm coming back into position 1 because it's a nice turning right. It's a nice right-hand bend. And it's a continuous right-hand bend. And of course, here's the vehicle. So I'm still in position 1, out of the way. So as we come around the left-hand bend, I'm choosing position 2 in a neutral position. And again, keep my throttle steady, taking into account this busy staggered junction here. We're going to be turning right at this staggered junction up ahead. So I'm coming to position 3. Do I need to use an indicator? There's no vehicles behind me, there's no vehicles in front of me, there's no vehicles coming out of that pub, and there's no vehicles coming from that junction. So, yes, I could have used an indicator, it wouldn't have been an issue, but did I need to? The answer is no, because who am I giving the signal to? So it's about becoming a thinking rider, as minimal as an indicator. It's about thinking what we're doing, what's around us, and what are we going to do. Now, advanced riding, you may hear many people, many instructors, some of the older ones, talk about, being slow, being cautious. No, advanced riding is to make riding more fun. So you can actually enjoy the ride and not have to worry, am I going to come home tonight? Now, this isn't my business model. I'm not going to drill that into you. You know the consequences if you're going to do something and you're not in control of your ride, you know exactly what's going to happen. You're taking that risk. But what it's all about, it's about safety and observation. This one is doing a good speed, but I still want to overtake it. But it's so big, I can't see round it, even though I'm a good distance away from behind it. So I'm going to check my mirror, come out slightly, and now we can see that we can overtake it, and we have a digger as well. We're going to overtake the digger as well. And then check my mirror, come back in. We use my indicator there, so that man was a bit slow. Although he needed to brake because he saw me, and I was taking that into consideration, he slowed down, but he could have moved out earlier and took that overtaking opportunity. Now, if that man was to move out, of course, I was a safe distance from it, and I would slow down and let him carry out his manoeuvre if he didn't see me. So it's all about being seen, and it's not about being seen wearing a high-vis vest. It's about being in the right position for the vehicles on the road. Now, if we have oncoming vehicles, right now, I'm in position 3 in the centre of the road, showing dominance. I'm away from the near side junction, so I have a good view of the junctions. As we can see, a tractor is approaching and there's a vehicle parked on the right. So I'm moving into position 1. There's no need to show a dominant position here, because that tractor still has room to overtake that car on my side of the road. So I don't know what that tractor driver is going to do. He's a lot bigger than me, so I'm being defensive and moving in, maintaining my speed and moving in. Now, if I saw that the tractor had no gap at all to overtake that vehicle on the other side of the road, then I would stay in a dominant position. Again, we have a vehicle approaching that junction on the right. I'm coming into position 3 because I want to be in his face. I want him to see me straight away. I don't want to be in the verge, because likelihood is he's going to miss me. So I want to be there. And like normal hazards, the opposite way, without the junctions, then I'd move into position 2. But if it's a heavy, position 1. I know I'm going on and on, but there is so many variables you can't perfect your riding because no one's perfect. There's always room for improvement no matter who you are. But what it's about enhancing the skills that you got. You know, you have the ability to go around the corner, but do you understand the principles of how we go around the corner, what to look for, the limit point, any junctions that could affect our speed while going around a corner. You know, we have a lot of singular traffic coming the opposite way. So I can stay in position 2 because I can see that no vehicles are hiding behind that. We have a van. So I'm going to check my mirror, come out in position 1. Because what if a car is hiding behind that van and he comes out onto our side of the road and he won't see us, because we'll be in position 2 or position 3. See that vehicle there, straight in front? Just as I was speaking about, he's weaving. Now, because I'm in position 1, he's got a good observation. He's got good early observation of me. Now, I know we have junctions on the near side and driveways, but I'm looking into them. I can see into the driveway and the junctions, so I don't need to move away from that, as I can already see that. So again, we've got a long straight road coming into position 3. I always love the bikers. I am no better than anybody else on the road when it comes to the community. All I want to do is be able to help people through their riding. And if I can save one life, then it's worth my while, isn't it? And what I want to do, I want to make it entertaining, because that is my personality all over. So I'm not taking away from my personality and becoming boring. So expect to have some fun. But it is all about safety, and it's all about getting the point across what we need to do.